I haven't posted about my weight loss in quite a while, and admittedly that's just because there hasn't been any weight loss to post about. That's pretty embarrassing, and so admittedly I'm hesitant to start posting about it again, but my mindset is just that, like, I just have to try again. I have to keep trying. So with that said, let's do a little weigh-in. It's zeroed out. Ugh, that's not what I was hoping to see. The number one thing that I'm going to be focused on is my emotional control and my self-indulgence. That's what created this whole problem to begin with. My eating disorder is a symptom of my mental disorder. As far as what I'm going to actually be eating, I've tried fasting recently, and I actually did find a lot of success with it. I went from 260 something down to 225 pretty quickly. My problem was that I was not able to maintain that fasting for long enough to lose the large amount of weight that I need to lose. I went that route because I've seen other people around me lose weight quickly and easily that way, so I thought, like, it's working for others, let me give it a try. I'm not sure that that's necessarily the best way for me to do it upon, like, more research. Apparently people with binge eating fast, and that's the problem I was finding, is that fasting goes right along with that, like, eat now and then restrict and then eat and then restrict, right? So I'm going to try to do the more recommended thing that, just from Googling, I'm no expert, but what's recommended via Google is to try eating smaller, more frequent meals. And I do just kind of see that working for me, because my thing is, I love that feeling of being stuffed. Like, you know, that Thanksgiving feeling when you're like sleepy and full, and I love that feeling. And I know that's bad. Like, I need to not love that stuffed, sedated, sleepy feeling, but I love that feeling. And I was just finding that, okay, if I restrict all day and just get to do this like one OMAD or whatever meal, I was just using that OMAD as my, okay, now I can finally get that feeling of stuffed and full, as long as I go the next 20 whatever hours without eating. So it's like a little unfortunate to me that I'm going to not be in ketosis or autophagy doing that, because I really liked the effects that those were supposed to give me. But I think that this might be helpful in just getting me away from that, like, restrict stuff type of eating. Yesterday I came on here and I decided that it is time for me to try again to get serious with my weight loss, and I did a little weigh-in and whatnot. And I literally almost thought today, like, I have to erase it and not post it, because I already am wrong about something that I said in that video yesterday. But here's my thing, it's like, I'm gonna post it anyway. I haven't posted it yet, but like, it's gonna go up anyways, because I'm just realizing it's like, I'm probably gonna end up contradicting myself a lot during this. I'm probably gonna end up saying a lot of things that are wrong. I'm probably gonna end up saying I'm gonna do things that I don't end up doing a lot. Because clearly I struggle with this. Clearly I don't have this, I'm kind of confused about this. I don't have this all figured out. So yesterday I was talking about how I was kind of bummed that I wasn't gonna be doing fasting or OMAD, because it doesn't really align with my BED very well. But it's kind of come to my realization this morning that I'm still going to be doing pretty much intermittent fasting. Like, I could definitely still do either like a 16-8 or a 12-12. In fact, mine's a little bit closer to like a 16-8 even, because I'm not a morning person. Like, I don't eat in the morning. I never ever have. Never probably will. I don't like to eat in the morning. I'm more like a starve all day and then stuff at night kind of person, which we're not going to do the stuffing at night, no worries. But I pretty much don't even eat till like 11 or noon anyways. And then I'm usually done eating by like 7 p.m. my normal standard meals. Any eating that I usually do after 7 p.m. is just like thoughtless, random, grabbing a quick whatever is easy, which is usually like cookies or something bad. You know, I never have like healthy grab and go snacks in there. Any eating after 7 p.m. is just like intoxicated, out of control, binging. No, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not eating a meal that late, for sure. So anyways, yesterday I said I was going to be starting, like, doing, you know, a couple small meals per day, and then right away, the first day I didn't do that. I happened to get really busy, really distracted, just wasn't feeling hungry, probably ate a lot of whatever the day before, and I didn't end up eating. I did, like, an OMAD situation. But I was at least being, like, more conscious about it, and so that OMAD didn't turn into, like, a wild free-for-all snacking in the evening. I just did my OMAD, had one little measured type snack in the evening, and then went to bed. But see, again, I think I just, like, happened to kind of get lucky yesterday. Like, yesterday I just happened to be super busy all day. Like, today is more of a day where, like, yeah, I got stuff to do, but I just, like, I don't know, I'm not like as focused, I guess, on like I'm not just like zoned in on something. And I'm also just like a little bit more hungry because I didn't eat as much yesterday as I typically would. Anyways, I'm not entirely sure what this random stream of conscious is, but I'll probably do like a what I'm eating today type of video.
It's like I used to do the most damage in the car.
Ma'am, why are you putting my business on the internet like that? I'm joking, of course. I say that because I just so deeply relate with her video. My car was exactly my go-to place when it came for eating. I just have a lot of shame about the way that I eat and how much I eat. I go through great lengths to try to hide it. Obviously, you can see it. The logic is not logicking there. It's fine. That's beside the point. I liked eating in my car because it afforded me that privacy to eat whatever, however much, and not feel judged about it. I, similarly to the creator of that video, have these long drives that I do by myself, and that's my exact time that I load up on the fast food, pizza, brownies, ice creams, everything that got me to 260 something pounds, right? And that's exactly what I love about people sharing their weight loss experiences on here, is because I'm gonna learn from her. She pre-planned her meals and brought healthy snacks with her to have during the trip, and I'm gonna learn from her. So thanks, girl, for posting that advice, because I really hadn't even thought about that, or like that was such a big weakness of mine until I saw someone else talking about how it was a weakness of theirs. So if you yourself are on like a weight loss health kind of journey, let me know down below, because I'm looking for accounts I can follow, just because I want to surround myself with that kind of weight loss health vibes. I have over 100 pounds that I gotta lose, and I'm getting fucking serious about it. Let me show you what I'm gonna eat today. Pulled up my fitness pal and just sort of like stood in the kitchen and was seeing like what I would like to eat today, and filled that all in, and that was several hundred calories over the goal for today. So then I had to kind of sit and tweak a little bit the amounts of certain things, but also just instead of, like, for example, I've got a fruit smoothie here. Instead of that, I originally had a pancake, but once you add all the butter and the syrup and everything, that one pancake is almost 500 calories. So I went with the fruit smoothie instead. It's a little cold. That's not ideal, but I need something that has like some amount of sugar today, so I don't have like a serious sugar crash later, right? Nobody's claiming this is a perfect eating day. In fact, it's probably not even all that good. I'm like, there's not even a vegetable or a green in sight. What this is just I've suddenly decided that I have got to get back on track with this. So I just woke up, looked in my fridge, and I'm gonna have to make that work and eat like under calorie with that. Okay, let's make this smoothie now. Ended up adding equal parts fruit, aloe vera, and water. It's more like a thick juice than a smoothie. I like that. So I ended up drinking about a quarter of that smoothie before I realized, like, I really don't want to start my day with something cold and sweet. I want warm and savory in the morning. I want cold and sweet at night, which is why I planned the meals the way that I did in my fitness pal. I don't know why I went off track. I guess I just, like, didn't want to wait for the rice to cook, so I was going to eat that first instead. But I'm going to switch it back around. I'm going to save the rest of that smoothie for, like, dessert, and I'm going to do the tofu and rice now. Having a plan at the beginning of the day is definitely, I feel like, going to be helpful, but I have to realize I'm going to, like, deviate from it slightly as life goes on, right? So instead of 3 cups of rice and 4 ounces of tofu, I doubled the tofu and took away a cup of rice. That only added 10 calories more, but I feel like this meal is going to keep me actually satiated because of all the protein. The tofu is going to keep me a lot fuller. There's a lot, like, less bulk than when I was going to eat so much rice. But I mean, this is still like a big, full bowl of food. I ate like half of this and I'm going to stop. I'm finding actually that without all the extra sauce and butter and stuff that I usually put in there that makes it like super, super delicious, without all of that, it's a lot blander. It still tastes good, but it's just blander, and that's making it a lot easier for me to actually stop when I feel full. I ended up eating that leftover rice from earlier, and here's some of the extra tofu pieces and a little bit of the filling. This is refried beans with seasoned fries that are just mixed together. It's not the most delicious looking meal, but it's pretty tasty, and I just threw some Frank's Red Hot on top because I was looking through, I needed some, usually I would use sriracha or something, but this one's at 0, so I'm glad I ended up saving my smoothie for later because I definitely want a sweet treat now that it's the end of the day. I'm very much accustomed to having some sort of sugar at the end of the day. I am like a little hungry. That's definitely not going to like fully satisfy me, but it's definitely not starting as difficult as I imagined it would. I've got almost 100 pounds to lose, and lately I'm like really getting serious about it. I'm sitting here having a meal and I was just thinking, I think the most helpful thing that I've done that is like getting me on track with this is to to cut back on the green. I haven't even stopped smoking. I just like way cut back, and boy, is it making a huge difference. Like, number one, like my control over my indulgence and like self-control in general, skyrocketing. But also munchies. Like, I didn't realize the vast majority of the time I'm not actually hungry. It's literally just munchies all the time. Because I'm sitting here, I made myself a bowl of like rice and tofu. Typically I would eat this whole thing and then also go in and have like a few little snacks on top of it. I've eaten like almost half, a little less than that. I'm full. I'm like actually full. I don't want to eat anymore. I'm not really enjoying it. I'm going to save it for later. That's crazy. I think it's going to take some time to like straighten out my eating cues and whatever, because not only has the weed been getting crazy, but has made it all off, but also just like now that I started eating so badly and everything, now I think that threw it off even more. Not only that, but just the types of food that I'm craving. Like lately I'm finding myself craving real food rather than just cheesy potatoes and cakes, you know? Like, I figured it wasn't helping, yeah, but I think I just underestimated how big of an effect it was having. Have dinner with me while I tell you the top 5 worst things about being fat. Since everybody's talking so much about how it's fine to be fat, I thought I'd come on and talk about why it's not fine for me. I'm having a vegan meatloaf with mashed potatoes and a side salad with a hummus dressing. Number 1 starts off pretty heavy, but then we'll reel it back in from there. Number 1 is heart health. I have my dad, uncle, and a couple other more extended family members too, who have all passed of heart attacks due to their obesity, and like, it runs in the family, and I'm concerned about that. I'm not trying to join that list, and I think about that pretty often, and it stresses me out a lot. The fatter I get, the harder I feel my heart and body working, you know, and that concerns me. Number 2 is confidence, and I'm not even talking about the way that I look. That doesn't even make the top 5. What I'm talking about is my, confidence in myself to achieve a difficult goal. When I go into doing something new, there's this little doubt in me sometimes. It's like, there are things that you can't do, and those things are weight loss. And it just takes a toll on my self-confidence. So I want to get to where I'm like, any difficult goal that is placed in front of me, I'm like, I know for a fact I could do that, because I've already proven to myself that I could accomplish what I consider to be a difficult goal. Number 3 is marriage and children. Now, yeah, you can go ahead with marriage when you're obese, and I'm kind of holding myself back on this one, but I have this vision, this image of what my life is like as an adult, as a wife, as a mother, and this fat is not included in that. I just simply refuse to take this fat with me into the next stage of my life. And furthermore, you know, in regards to children, I feel like that would be rather irresponsible of me to pass on my bad eating habits to a young one. I cooked this a little bit wrong, but it's still pretty good. 4 is that, dude, my knees hurt all the time. I like to do Zumba and dance, roller skate, go hiking. I like to adventure, and frankly, my heart and my spirit are never done adventuring by the time my knees are, and it's a bummer. And number 5 is a whole list in itself, but it's just mostly comfort. Like, the fatter I get, the drier and itchier my skin gets. I get up more at night to pee. I'm getting heartburn, so I can't sleep. I'm chafing when I want to wear cute clothes. And I'll finish this off with just, like, that embarrassing feeling that I get when I look around at wherever I happen to be and I am yet again the fattest person. Like, it's just a little unfortunate that my shortcomings are so loud and visible. Like, they're so visible, everyone can, it's like I'm just walking around constantly telling everyone that I have no control over my eating, and that kind of embarrasses me.